IntelliSense is one of the most helpful features I can think of within Visual Studio. When you are writing code, it gives you instant, automatic context-aware help. I can't imagine working without its helpful suggestions. There are some IntelliSense features that are powerful but less intuitive, however. In this movie, I'll illustrate the countless ways in which IntelliSense helps you write your code. To demonstrate this, I'll use this Using IntelliSense project, and I'll start by opening up program.cs. I want to instantiate an instance of this class over here, streamable tour information.cs. So I'll start by writing some code. As soon as I type a character in Visual Studio in the C# editor, Visual Studio shows the autocomplete dropdown. This is showing me all the items that start with the letter V. If I type in something like string, it shows me words that start with str. As you can see, this is a huge list of items I can use in my code. Now I'll declare my variable. I'll call it s, and then I'll say equal. Now that I type another character, I get another autocomplete box, and it knows that I'm on the other side of the equal sign, so I'm probably looking for the new keyword. Now I'll start typing streamable. As I type, it'll eventually find a match. Now at this point, I can click with my mouse to finish entering. And then I'll do my open and close parens, and then my semicolon. Some of you are probably squirming in your seat at the moment thinking you had to touch your mouse to do the auto entry. I'm a keyboard person. Well, I have good news for you. There is also a keyboard way of doing this. Let me show you. I'll go back to where I started typing this streamable. And now what I want to do is have the autocomplete feature finish the typing for me. What I'm going to do is type in the open parenthesis. Notice I haven't finished typing the rest of streamable tour information. So I'll hold down the Shift key and tap the open paren, and Visual Studio finishes the typing for me and then puts the open parenthesis in. Let me do that again. Here we go. And this time I'm going to press the semicolon key. Again, you see what happened? It finished the typing for me and put the character that I specified on the keyboard. This can save you a lot of time. Now you notice that when I hit the backspace key, it doesn't automatically show the autocomplete list anymore. There are two key combinations that I use all the time in Visual Studio. Learn to use these and you'll be a .NET ninja. They are the Control Spacebar and the Control Period. I'll use Control Spacebar. That will cause the IntelliSense window to appear. I'll show you a Control Period in a few minutes. So I back up and I'm ready to reprompt the autocomplete dialog. So I'll do Control Spacebar. This time, I didn't even get the autocomplete dropdown because I had enough information on the screen that it just automatically completed the call. Let me back up a little bit further, like to here. Now I'll do a Control Spacebar, I get a dropdown. If it's unique enough, there's no other word that starts with this unique combination. Now when I do Control Spacebar, it completes the code. I also use Control Spacebar when you have case corrections you need to do. For instance, C# is a case-sensitive language, so this is not a valid type. But I know it's something like this, so I can put my cursor somewhere on this word, press Control Spacebar, and have it fixed magically. Here's another feature. Let's try this again. var s2 equal new. You notice that my type has a capital S and a capital T and a capital I. I can type those in like this, and the IntelliSense tries to find a class that matches those proper cased values and suggests that. So again, now I can press the Tab key to finish typing. All right, let me erase this line of code, and then we'll talk about method parameters. The console class has a method called writeLine. If I hover my mouse over this, you'll see that there are 18 overloads, or 18 different versions of the writeLine method. Let's see what happens when I erase the text that's in here and do an open parenthesis. This is some IntelliSense for the overloads. There's 19 versions of this method. I can click on these up and down arrows to read the information about these methods. So if I'm interested in calling the one that takes a double value, I can read about it here and then use it. I can't say enough good things about the IntelliSense support in Visual Studio. It is a feature I simply couldn't live without. In the next movie, you'll see how to use the Smart Tag feature.